The City of Cape Town has been granted permission to evict homeless people from the streets. According to the city, they're removing those unlawfully occupying public spaces while refusing repeated offers of social assistance. Let's get more on this Western Cape High Court order now. I'm joined by Cape Town Mayor Geordin Hill-Lewis. A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, some moves have been made here. Not everyone is happy. Talk to us about what this court order means.
Well, it's been a very long time in the coming, Paul. We've tried for more than a year, probably 14 months, to offer various forms of social assistance to all of the people living on the streets. Many have accepted that and have managed to be reintegrated off the streets, but many have also not accepted that. They've persistently refused it. We've offered social worker interventions, job placement programs, addiction treatment, psychiatric treatment. And when that help is persistently refused, then we have to go to the next level, unfortunately, which is to approach the courts for help. Each of them is being offered alternative accommodation in one of the safe spaces that we have been expanding rapidly this last year. So we really have followed every single step in a long process before we get to this point. But this is the last remaining tool available to us to use.
With the help refused, what would that mean for those people? I mean, you speak about others you've managed to move around and put in safe spaces, but what about the ones that refuse to go? What happens to them?
So that the offer of help remains open to them, and we have space in our safe spaces for all of those who are part of this application to the High Court. And so that will remain open to them until the very moment of eviction and even thereafter, actually. But if they persistently refuse it, then obviously the sheriff of the court and the SAPS has to effect the eviction if indeed it is finally granted.
I'm looking at a tweet here from Ndifunugwazi. It says, why does the city want possessions from people who live on the street for 1 month and then dispose of it if it remains uncollected in a warehouse far away? The last time we tried to get stuff back from our clients, they bought 10 black bags of things belonging to other people. Are you aware of such incidents that have occurred?
Very often, homeless people will collect enormous amounts of stuff that they collect on the streets out of rubbish bins and so on. And it's very hard for the city council workers who are going around to clean up to differentiate between what is personal belongings, and what is litter. And so we do keep those goods for a period of time, and if they are not collected, then obviously we assume that they are not personal belongings and that they are not wanted. But then occasionally it has happened in the past where someone has come much later after the fact and said, well, they want to get this thing or that thing back. And
you've spoken about different categories of people. You speak about those you're going to get perhaps looking for work, others who need to go into rehab, for instance. In terms of a breakdown on the categories, I mean, how much have you managed to achieve just to get an idea of how many people are still going to be left on the streets, perhaps percentage-wise?
No, it's still very many, I'm afraid. We can only approach the courts when we have alternative accommodation. That is a prerequisite. So we have put a lot of money into expanding our safe spaces, and we are still building more. There's about 360 beds currently under construction, and many more to come around the city. But as we have space, so we can offer that space to people living on the streets. But we cannot even approach the court, and we won't do that without being able to offer the alternative accommodation. So this is a first application for a limited number of people, and we know that we can accommodate every single one of them, and we can prove to the court that we can accommodate each of them.
And how many are you looking at in terms of an estimation of numbers?
Yeah, it's just shy of 200 in this first application.
So looking at another issue, it comes with concern, perhaps just veering off the topic very slightly, Mayor. The Cape Town E-Prix will be taking place on Saturday, and there have been concerns about load shedding.
Hello?
I don't know if you can still hear me, Mayor Geordin Hill-Lewis. Are you still there?
Paul?
Yes. Okay. So I'm talking about something quite different, just veering off the topic slightly. The Cape Town E-Prix will be taking place on Saturday, and there was assurance given that there will be no load shedding. But as you and I speak, we're facing stage 6 load shedding as a country. What's going to happen on the weekend?
Paul, I just want to confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, we're back now. I'm sure that we are going to have load shedding in the weekend. Fortunately, it's not an evening event. There's no need for power for bright lights and so on. And we have got very significant generators in the area. So I think we will try to keep load shedding protection to a maximum in Cape Town for that massive event. There's going to be 28 million people around the world tuning in on TV to watch this. But hopefully we won't need too much by way of power for this event. Fortunately, the cars can charge up before the load shedding begins.
Okay, so you're confirming that it will still go ahead, and you're hoping to make sure that it goes ahead as planned.
Without question, it's going ahead. All of the teams are here. There's thousands of people here. If the stands are sold out, we've got TV space booked around the world, as I said, with reportedly 28 million people watching. So it's going ahead. It's going to be a great weekend.
Very well, thank you so much. Let's perhaps leave it there for now. Cape Town Mayor Geordin Hill-Lewis speaking to us about the court order, eviction notices served for unlawful occupants in the CBD, and also speaking about the Cape Town E-Prix that's happening on Saturday. Our sports team will be covering that.